All right, so I'm working on a game that needs some 2D sprite animations, right? And I've tried some sprite tools out there, and I'm not too impressed with what they have. A lot of them have features that I don't need. A lot of them are missing features that I need. So I decided to create my own sprite sheet editing tool. And it's 100% free, open source. It runs in the web browser as a React web app. There's no server-side software. It's 100% client-side. So you can run it locally like I am. You can load the demo site, which is running in Vercel. So you don't even need to download it yourself. You just go to the demo site and use it there. But this tool basically allows you to generate sprite sheets from videos or import your own sprite sheets from files, manage multiple sprite sheets, preview the animations for your sprite sheets, and then ultimately export all of your sprite sheets into one. Right? Let me load the demo here. So the demo has a whole bunch of frames that I'm not using. So this is actually a really good example of how to, modify existing sprite sheets. So I picked out some frames that I liked and unchecked every other frame. So I have, 10 frames of animation for my jogging. But actually this animation is kind of dated. There's no outline around my character. If you look at my idle animation, it definitely has a black outline around the character. And even this one is kind of spotty. So I'm going to want to change both of these. But for now, I'm going to change the jogging animation for this example. All right, so to do that, you have to open up this convert video menu and then drag and drop your video. So I've got this video I created using Grok Imagine. And you can see like the first frame or the first few frames are black on the background. So we want to actually crop the frame range. Let's do 9 frames up to, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Let's bring this down until we get a seamless loop. I almost have a seamless loop. That looks good. So we're extracting 9 frames, but let's bring this frame per second up to 16. So now we're going to extract 13 frames. When I click next, it converts the frames into PNG files that we can work with. Okay. We got a green background here, so now we can use our Chroma key and Chroma edge filter tools. We're going to use the eyedropper to start getting rid of some pixels here. So that first eyedropper hit about 95% of all of the chroma effects, but like we got some really bad edges here. Let me look what we got for our other frames. We got some pretty bad edges. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these really bright edges using the Chroma edge filter. Just like that. Make it like 4 pixels deep. That looks good. And then we've got some darker edges. So I'm going to create another edge filter. And with the eyedropper, select those pixels. Make it 2 pixels, 3 pixels deep, and make the tolerance a little higher. 155 tolerance, that looks good, but does it affect our green scarf? Let's find out. I don't think so. It's not really affecting it. But there are still some edges that don't look right. So let's just add those here. Tolerance a little. Ooh. Bring our depth up. Tolerance a little higher. Add another one for this darker green. Bring our see the tolerance. The tolerance, if I bring it too high, it starts eating away at the scarf. So we don't want to do that. But honestly, this looks really good. Right? All the edges seem to be erased except for some of these in the middle. So for that, since it's in the middle, I can't use the Chroma edge filter. So I'm going to add a Chroma key color here. Ooh, that's really bad. Because it's like an olive green, it affects. Yeah, it eats away so bad. So let's bring our tolerance down a lot. We need to bring our tolerance down to like 16. Okay, now it's not eating away so much. We might have to add some more Chroma edge filters as a result. Let's just double check all our frames. Oh, there's another one we need to add. And I'll add this one too. And look at this. This is kind of spotty. So I'm going to zoom in and add that. And then we can do edge detection on our Chroma edge filter for this color here. Maybe bring the depth up. Double check our scarf. Okay, it doesn't look like we're eating away at the scarf. That's good. But we have another floating pixel, so I'm going to just add another edge filter to get rid of that. That looks good. And man, it is eating away at our sword for some reason. So I brought my tolerance down. Ooh, but we're going to have to add some more chroma keys as a result. And it's eating away at our scarf for some reason. I don't know why. Is it because of that? Or because of that? No. That's weird. It's because of something else. Maybe it's one of these edge. Maybe it's this edge here. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's get rid of that one. What else is it eating away at? Let's reset our edges here and actually add some more chroma key pixels. Because our tolerance is only 9. Man, is it really that bad at 9 pixels? I mean, at 9 tolerance? How about if I do like 12? That's okay. All right, let's double check everything. Yeah, see, it's able to eat away there, and that'll help our edge filter situation. So we'll be able to eat away at the edges more cleanly. Okay. It's not eating away at our scarf anywhere on any frame. All right, now let's add our edges again. Bring our depth and our tolerance up. That looks good. Let's add another one here. Bring our depth up to 3. Tolerance up. Actually, let's bring our depth up to 2. That's fine. The problem is that we've got all these dark green pixels that should be black. So I'm just going to add another. Actually, I'm just going to do tolerance higher. Yeah, higher tolerance. And then I'm going to add another edge filter for the sword pixels. Is this pixel here? That looks pretty good. And it's not really eating away at our scarf that bad. Whoa. What's going on here? Yeah, it's not eating away at our scarf. The edges look nice and crisp. What is that? I don't like that one bit. Man. That's better, I guess. Still not eating away at our scarf. Oops. Edges look nice and crisp. So now we can add our outline. And the outline is already there. What I developed was a vector-based outline. So it plots the edges in the alpha channel based on, after removing our chroma colors. And then it creates key points around sharp corners like here and on the tip of the sword, the handle, all these sharp corners. And it creates normal points all along in between the key points. And so our smoothing actually reduces points in between key points, and it eventually starts to reduce the key points themselves. So you can get some pretty straight lines, but then you start noticing gaps. Like, see these gaps up here, there. Like, there's just gaps everywhere because it's removing too many key points. So let's bring our smoothing down to like 1.0. Looks pretty good. We'll keep our width at 1.5, anti-aliasing at 4, and we'll call it a day. This looks pretty good. So when I finalize, we can choose how many frames per row. And actually, I think 5x3 is good. And I'm going to use Langsauce 3 as my resize algorithm because you get really nice, crisp lines in your pixel art. I'm going to change this to 128 pixels per frame. And yeah, that looks good. Let's click finish. And there you go. Now let's compare our first frame here with our previous first frame, right? So you can see like we have no chroma colors on the edges anywhere. We got a nice sharp outline around everything. But let's look at the previous sprite sheet. Yeah, you can see some chroma keying there. Like on the edges, there's some green everywhere. The outline isn't really there. Let's change to the second frame. Like, yeah, this looks much better. Look how bad this is. And then the final image that I just created. So sharp. I'm pretty sure there's a sword that has like really nice pixels on it. Yeah, like this one. Look at those deep outline pixels on the edge. What does it look like when we play it? Okay, so we have a hiccup at the end. So get rid of that. And I think we have too many frames here, so let's see what we got. All right, so we don't need these 2 frames. So let's actually get rid of this one and do the opposite for, yeah, this one. Now we have 10 frames. Does it look a little jumpy? I don't know. Maybe we don't need that one either. Yeah, that looks much better. So 9 frames. And I think our previous animation also had 9. No, this had 10 frames. So we got a fairly good replacement for our jogging animation at the expense of 1 frame. So we have 1 less frame, but it still looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So there's a few other things that you can do with this tool. This pixel editor here has all these tools here, like a pencil tool. For example, like I can add some, yeah, let's add some orange tips to the hair here. I can use a alpha transparent color in color picker to make these orange tips. Isn't that cool? So now I have a pretty nice hair color. But now I'll have to do that for every single frame in all of my sprite sheets. So yeah, then you can erase. It has basically all the same properties as the pencil tool, including an alpha. So let's make the width here. Let's turn on anti-aliasing, and then we can just start deleting. And you can also delete with a semi-transparent alpha too. All right, look at that. Then we have a box select. You can shift select to add to the box. Alt click to deselect from the selection. And then this move tool, you can move the pixels around. Right? And then unselect. And that looks like complete garbage. So let's undo everything. So even deselecting, it will undo that, just like in Photoshop. It'll undo everything we did. The erasing, the colors, up to 50 different, 50 different edits. So I wasn't able to undo all of it. So maybe if I click cancel here, it will cancel my changes. Yeah, I think it canceled my changes actually. I don't see the orange tips anywhere. So that's a good, fallback. Is like if you can't undo everything, you can just click cancel down here. And that's on a per frame basis. So if you select a different frame, you can't. I think you can cancel. But I don't know if that'll actually work. Canceling the changes for the previous frame that you selected. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff you can do with this sprite sheet editor tool. And it's free forever. Just bring your own videos to convert. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to work.